Hello soulmate.
Welcome to a new tutorial video. On this video we'll be learning how to make a dungarees. So guys, let's get into the video. So the measurements you need for these dungarees are from your shoulder to your chest line, right? You don't necessarily need your shoulder to your bust line or your half cut or your hip line. I just wrote down those measurements. Then you need the length of your gown. So I'm just showing you how the shape of the dungarees is. So now the first thing we're going to do, mainly that shoulder to chest line, we need it in order to know where to start our measurements from. Do you get? So now you fold your material into two. I'm making use of a jean material. Okay, I'm making use of a jean fabric. You fold your material into two, and then remember our shoulder to the chest line is 9. So I removed 9 inches. Can you see that I'm starting to mark from 9 inches? Can you see what I'm showing you? I removed 9 inches because from the shoulder to chest line is 9. I'm going to start from 9 inches to start marking. All right, now you measure. Once you've gotten 9 inches, right, from that 9 inches you get the length of your dungarees. The length of your dungarees. So I have my 9 inches line. Now in order to get that front part, from one side of your chest to the other side, your front chest, from one side to the other side, just take your tape rule and measure it. That's from one side of your bust to the other edge of your bust. All right, so most times for people it's always 12 inches or 13 inches. You divide it by 2. So mine is 12 inches divided by 2 is 6, right? I've marked it. I'm going to mark 10 inches long, and then I'm going to, can you see how I marked my 10 inches? Then from that 10 inches, I'm just going to connect it to that 6. Now remember that I said that we removed 9 inches from the top. That's from our shoulder to our chest. Then we'll now mark the full length of our gown. Hope you understand up to this part. So guys, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, click on the subscription button and subscribe. So now you connect your 6 inches to the 10 inches that you marked straight with a curve. Okay, then you impute your measurements. Now because it's a dungarees, you don't need to shape it or give it any shaping. No, you just use your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. Okay, because it's just full dress. All right, so now we've gotten our measurements. The next thing we're going to do is cut out our front piece. So this is our front piece. Remember, to get this 6 inches, what we did is from one chest to the other chest, just measure it straight. Whatever you get, you divide it by 2 and then you mark it. Then from your 9 inches that you remove, that's from your shoulder to your chest line, you mark 10 inches for your, let's call it, armhole. All right, and then you connect line. Then on that 10 inches that you marked, you mark your bust measurement and then mark the length of your dungarees and connect the lines. Hope you understand up to this part. So I'm just trying to cross-check my measurements again, and then the next thing we're going to do now is to cut out our front. So guys, I'll be cutting out the front piece now. Okay, I'm going to use the front piece to cut out the back piece. The difference between the front and the back piece is not much. Okay, I'll cut the back piece the same way I cut the front piece. Okay, but there are some dungarees that the back piece are lower, sometimes the back piece are higher, but this tutorial is just to teach you a simple form of cutting your dungarees. Okay, so beginner can cut it. So this is the simplest form. Okay, so guys, please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscription button and subscribe, like, share and comment, and you can ask your questions. I'm always ready to answer your questions. So guys, this is how the front piece is going to look. Now you will be asking, why did I remove 9 inches from the upper part? Remember, from your shoulder to your chest line, from shoulder to chest line is 9. And if you look at the picture of the dungarees, you see that the dungarees has strip hands, right? Like the sleeve.
So that's why
9 inches from the shoulder to the chest line. To draft out the pocket for these dungarees. Okay, so my pocket is going to be 8 inches long. Right, that's the length of the pocket. If you watch, you see that it just has one pocket. I'm just going to make one pocket for these dungarees, but you can put as much pockets as you want for your pattern, for your design. It's your preference. You can put side pockets. I have a tutorial on how to make pockets for your trouser, for your cargo pants. You can watch those tutorials to learn how to make different types and patterns of pockets. I have like up to 4 or 5 patterns on how to cut pockets, so you can watch that tutorial on my channel. Okay, so now I'm just trying to make the pocket for the front part. All right, I went up by 2 inches by the side just to create that slant at the bottom part. So this pocket is going to be for the upper part of the dungarees. Okay, please, if you have any question up to this point, let me know in the comment section, so I'll explain. So this is the shape of our pocket. So I'm going to cut it on our pattern paper because it's going to be in front. Can you see how it's going to look? It's going to be in front of the dungarees. All right, so what we're going to do is to cut out the pattern for this pocket and first of all fix it to the main fabric. All right, then after fixing it to the main fabric, remember, before fixing it, you have to either pipe it or weave the rough edges. All right, either weave the rough edges. Then so I'm going to cut my pocket now, and then while cutting your pocket, if you didn't leave your sewing allowance, please add your 1/2 inch sewing allowance and folding allowance for the pocket, because we're going to fold the upper part and we're going to fold the sides and the bottom. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for the pocket. Then after the pocket, the next thing we're going to do is the sides of the dungarees, but let's take it step by step. So the first of all, draft out your pattern, and then the second step, after drafting out your pattern for the front, you use that same pattern to draft out the pattern for the back. Then when you're done drafting out the pattern for the back, you draft out your pattern for your pocket. The pocket is 8 inches long and 6 inches wide. Okay, when you draft out the pattern for your pocket, you fold the sides of your pocket. Hope you understand the steps. You fold the sides of your pocket. So this is how I'm folding the rough edges, the edges of our pocket. Now before you fold your edges, if you have a weaving machine, weave the edges first before folding it in to give it a neat work. All right, so this is the front part. You're now going to fold the sides, the armhole. Let's call it the armhole area, right? You're going to fold the armhole area of the front and the back, and then the upper part. Can you see? I've folded the armhole area, I've folded the pockets, and then now it's time for me to attach the pocket to the front part of our dungarees. Please, hope you understand up to this point. Remember to use your pin when you are working with any fabric at all, because if you don't use your pin, your material will be shifting. Okay, so to join the pocket to your main fabric, just pin it to your main fabric and then join the sides. Okay, please, hope you understand up to this point. I folded the armhole area, let's call it armhole area, then I'm going to join it. Now I've folded the armhole area front and the back, I've joined the sides. Can you see our dungarees is already in shape? Now the next thing to do is to put the strip for the hands. Okay, now to get the strip, we removed 9 inches from the top, so 9 inches plus 9 inches is 18. So you're going to cut a strip material that is 18 inches long. Do you get that? Then it's 18 inches long. Now when you cut it, you fold it in. Because it's a jean material, don't turn it up, because if you turn it up, you can't what's the word, you'll be able to flip it over. So just fold it in as if you're folding in a biased form. Do you get? So I've turned my strip material. Now I'm going in from the back by 1.5 inches. Just connect it to the back line. I'll just join it to the back piece. Now please, very important, to make your work a neat work, please use a weaving machine. You know that a jean material is very thick. Unless you're going to be using an Ankara or a very soft material, you can now fold it twice. But if you're using a jean material, make sure you weave it first of all before you start sewing. If not, it's going to give you a lot of work and stress when you're sewing it. All right, so you pin it, remember, from the side, from the armhole area, I marked 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to pin my strip. Okay, so after pinning your strip material, just match it down to the back and we are good to go. Now you're going to, for the front part, you're going to put your buttonhole, and then you fix your buttonhole and your dungarees is ready. If you want to add side pockets, you're at liberty to do so. If you want to add pockets all through, all round, you're free to do so. So this is how to draft and sew a simple dungarees. Let me know if this tutorial was helpful to you. Please like, share, and make sure please you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you to my old subscribers. Thank you to my new subscribers. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.